Hey everybody, this is A of the Dawn. Thank you so much for joining me in this conversation. As you can see from the title, okay, yes, women. I give you guys readings. I love our readings together, and this is no shade. This is for me too. This is something that I have seen repeatedly over and over again with us through my sessions with people. Is that we choose men below our standards and then expect for that man to live up to our standards. Do you understand? It's like we choose relationships with men who we're like, oh, well, you don't like a mama's boy. You don't like um, someone that does not have a job. You don't like um, someone that's unkind and not helpful. You don't like someone who is critical of you and your looks or your weight. You need someone supportive, and you need um, just certain intangible attributes for a person to have. But and still we go after, or we give guys a chance. Most of the time, this is what I see. We give guys a chance that are beneath our standards, and then we try to coach him into doing what we want and being who we want him to be. And why doesn't this work? Okay, so you found him at being one way, and then you expect him out of love for you to transform in y'all's relationship into a whole nother human being. Okay, first of all, I will say this, that guys make promises. They will make a promise. This happened to me. I've done this. This is why it's really what's prompted me to even make this video and to share this, is because it's enlightening for me as well. And it just seems idiotic to me now that we do this, that I've done this, you know. And it's also super freeing too, because now I can stop doing it. See, the thing with that's the thing about awareness. I love awareness. Are we having a sun shower right now? Or did a bird just poop on my head? I hope that we're having a sun shower. Well, when they say when a bird poops on you, you're in the money, baby. That's what they say. Who say? Um, yes. So yeah, we do this idiotic thing, and in this nudging, just loving, it's like, honey. It starts off as like, honey, instead of, you know, um, watching porn every night, maybe we should make love instead, or maybe you could spend some time with me, or instead of smoking every night, maybe you could, change that into maybe eating healthy. It's like we give nudges, and we give gentle nudges at first, and it's loving nudges, and the sex is good, and then what happens is that sex doesn't hold nobody forever. Because what sex does in real life, it brings your dark side into view. Because sex is transformational. Think of Pluto. Think of Scorpio. Think of the 8th house. And think of Mars energy. It causes this deep transformational process to happen where you guys both see your true inner shadow. And nobody likes their shadow, right? Not yet. You haven't learned to. So you're supposed to learn to, through sex and the relationship, to unconditionally love yourselves. But since we haven't had that training in our society, in the Western society anyway, I don't know about other places in the world, we haven't had this training, we haven't had these talks. The same thing you do to your shadow self is the same thing you want to do to other people's shadow self, which is probably be real hateful and mean, unkind, and be like, I thought you was da 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 da. I thought you said blah blah blah, bliggity blah blah, pow pow, bang bang bang, right? And so then all that lovey-dovey, kissy-poo, dopamine wears off, and you're dealing with a raging 3-year-old inside. Like everybody's like stuck at the age of 8, 10, 12, 14. Can I get a 1, 2, 3? Like we're all like in arrested development in these relationships. We don't know how to deal with sex, shadow self. We don't know how to do that work. We don't know. We don't know. Right? And so you have this person you're with and you chose to be with, and because you're doing something new, you're going to maybe grow to love this man, and this man is going to grow into a completely different person with your assistance because you love him so much. Like, doesn't that sound like completely and totally wrong to do to yourself and to him? And then what I find is that guys get vengeful, even though they came into the relationship being like, oh, well, okay, honey, anything for you, because I love you so much, and I want to please you, I want to get that, and I want to please that pussy, you know, like, that's just how it is at the beginning, right? They start getting vengeful towards all, and then the loving nudges turn into, you're criticizing me. You don't want me for who I am. You're only with me, the da-da-da-da-da, fill in the blank. And a woman's like, oh, what? I love you? What do you mean? You know, just all this, all that. And it just, now you're in this cycle. And honestly, you should break up there. It's over. It's done. But you keep going, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Because now you have something to prove. Nobody wants to admit that they fucked the wrong nigga. Like, seriously. Nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to admit that you gave it to the wrong man. You'd be like, oh, shit. He's really going there. You know, he's really making me look bad. No. He was already like that when you met him. And now because he sees your dark side, because he put you on a pedestal at first too. Don't get me wrong. You were on this pedestal, and you were Aphrodite, you know, and he just wanted to live up to your standards, right? Then after he sees your dark side, or that you're willing to lower your standards, and that you have lowered your standards, he's like, she's not who I thought she was, which is wrong. That's not right. I'm not saying it's right. But when you get with someone that is beneath your standards, you set yourself up for that. How many of us have done this, are in this, and are doing this, and then are really mad at ourselves? It's like we're mad at the guy for maybe leaving us and getting with a woman that's okay with their standards, you know, because a lot of my readings, the girl's like, how come he's with her? She doesn't do this. She don't even look good. I don't understand. It's like he's with her because she accepts his standards. And it's not because he's any happier or she's any happier. It's if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing someone to be something that they're not and are not ready for. Like, transformation calls all of us at different times. Destiny calls all of our names and has all of our numbers set for different time frames, and so maybe he's not ready to be the Hotep king that you want him to be. I don't know. Maybe he's not ready to get the master's degree that you always wanted a man to have. And the other question is, do you even feel like you're worthy of that? It's not are you worthy, but do you feel like you're worthy? And if you don't feel like you're worthy, how can you get to the point to where you do feel like you're worthy of what it is that you want? Well, first you have to know what you want. Be honest about what you want. And then get to the point to where you're okay with what you want. And then only accept that. And don't put somebody through the ringer ever again and try something new and different ever again. Like, oh, I'll give him a try. If you find yourself doing like that look right there, that decline. Politely decline, ladies, and go on about your merry life and keep doing you, so that you don't end up in hell calling me for a reading, asking me where he's at and why he's with her. The end. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a pleasant, beautiful, wonderful day. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I have a Patreon where I put all my readings, and the more money I get to do stuff like that, the more content I can make and better equipment I can get. And I would like to do skits. I would like to make a web series about people like us who are actually going through spiritual transformations and having to live a real life too. I already wrote a script. If anybody would like to assist me in that has any skills and you're in Atlanta, hit me up. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.